what was done to building the parks space that was spent.
I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, that's all the way to work for it. There was a city.
Okay, so that's building maintenance, and what is this 200 and, no, see, it's not.
Yeah, I can't come up with it. But I didn't see any.
Okay, I'll talk to you about these later, okay, but, yeah, that's, I don't care if it's on or
They already went I would have very few. I don't know. And that makes better sense though. Yeah, I thought one of these guys.
well, we weren't looking at P&L statements, we were looking at expenses and income.
Winter went from winter to summer. We didn't have expenses.
For
Maybe that's what happened.
instead of having to sit with a P&L statement, I have a P&L statement, okay, so we're going to subtract each line. You said that in February, March.
All right, it's 6:07, so let's start with the
Questions and answers.
questions and answers.
So how's it going?
We're doing okay so far.
This is good. Did you create a sign-up sheet for people to take care of the ones that they take care of?
Bella can handle that.
Okay.
She'll put you
Do
down.
you have it in the club or office for
I
signs?
don't have one yet, but
She can take your
I
name.
can take your name because, yeah, we can use all the help we can get. We have a little bit of everyone doing stuff, you know.
Yeah, I don't, the nearest park for me is up beyond Newman Trail, up there where it's that 4 or 5-way stop, and then you go slightly down around the corner towards Acres. And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a little park up there, that's the only one I know of.
Okay.
But I don't know if anybody's taking care of it or not, I've been up there forever.
Yeah, we just got to the beach, we're trying to get all caught up because it's all, new. I mean, barely have summer.
The one that might be.
Today they did Leisure Park, or Leisure Park. Your husband did the corner park. The maintenance guy also did the beach. He did Leisure Park, the beach. He did the weed eating. But you know, he's part-time and he's just, we're just trying him out. He's part-time, and so it's,
Do you have a trailer and such to get the mower there?
he's been using it too, yeah.
Okay, and is it a 2-inch or an 1.7" ball?
The ball?
Yeah, for the
Yeah, so he
trailer.
can borrow the trailer when he calls us home.
I don't know. I know that there's a few of them there, so there might be, different. I know there's a few of them, and they're different sizes. I don't know which one's on there right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, I
I'm not
heard there's
sure.
so many nowadays that are all 1.7", so I know 1.7" in the Jeep.
Right now, these Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, it's being used. It's trailering, but Wednesdays and Mondays are good days
Or what?
good days to use the trailer.
Okay,
So
so I'm
you-
not asking you to trip, but I mean, if I wanted
Oh.
to help home or something,
Right.
we could get there.
Oh,
I'm not quite ready yet. but
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
contemplating.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, that's good.
Well, if you're not sitting on it, I'll be sitting on it, so I will.
Okay, thank you. Curious. Good enough. Okay.
Amy?
When Susie's here, is she a property owner or, no, I'm asking a question.
She is,
Is she here as a property owner or as,
She said
can I
she's-
finish, please?
go ahead.
Is she here as a property owner or as an employee of the SID?
Well, she has said she's here as a property.
Okay, then can you guys stop asking her questions during the meeting? That involves her role as an employee?
Sure, we can just table the question until the next meeting. That's not a
Fine.
problem. Anything else?
Yeah, you want to act like that? Sure, we'll go right ahead. Are we running a daycare now at the SID office? I went in there the other week to get the...
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. That's an employee thing, and employees are for closed session, and we have scheduled a closed session for that today.
Okay, all right. When will the board be working on updating your bylaws? Per both
I'm
lawyers?
working on them now.
The board.
I'm working on what to present to the people,
Okay.
to these guys, and then we will work on them from there.
All right. Going forward, what's going to be the way that you guys and the office is like the official way of communication for us?
The same as it is now.
Which is?
Emails
Okay.
and people calling us.
And people calling. Okay, so any information that's put out on social media that we've been told that one group over the other is will be the most accurate of what comes out of the SID.
I haven't said that, so who's ever saying that, that's their opinion.
It's an employee that's saying that.
Well, she's not representing the SID in
Okay.
that area. I'm not, I don't know what you're talking about, so I don't get on social media because
That's
social
fine.
media-
I'm just asking questions that people want to know. People are asking these questions, so I'm
Okay.
just asking
Well,
them.
have-
I don't need the attitude from it.
I'm not giving you an attitude.
I think if there are events or something, they put it on social media and stuff, but if they're doing work requests, I hope they're not putting it on social media because I don't see it.
Well, and
That's
You'll
it.
get
and that's what I mean. It's confusing for all people
Yeah.
because some things are answered, but some things aren't. You know what I mean? Like it's very confusing
I don't know because I don't answer. the
because it
phone.
depends on who you are of who gets answered or not.
Yeah.
Which way. So, and then my last big one here, if maintenance is in such a sorry state, who is responsible for that right now? Because it's not Della, because she just walked into this. I mean, I'm looking at reports from maintenance for 6 months out of the year that it was clean and organized shop, but from the words that are coming from Della, that hasn't been done in years. Like, who is taking responsibility on that
I
as
guess
a board
that's
member?
their billing.
I guess they're starting over now, but I'm trying to get.
I know you're trying. I do know you're trying. But I'm asking for how we got to this point right here, right now, when Della took over. Because I believe it was you two that was over since Jean left.
And we had people working on cleaning it up. But there's only so much you can do with one maintenance person, and evidently, he wasn't doing everything he said he was doing.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking, who's taking responsibility for
I'm
that?
not.
Okay.
And I think they're out of maintenance, no maintenance at all for a while on phones.
Yeah, for a little while.
Okay, just a point here. When I became over lakes, I asked about the boat, and I was told that that carburetor was in the shop and would be found and would be taken care of, and that never happened, okay? So,
I did ask.
no, I know, and so what I'm saying to you is, it's not like this is something that it's all gone to heck in a handbasket in the last 3 months or 6 months. It's been going to heck in a handbasket for a really long time.
And that's why we're starting over.
I didn't realize we had
have-
a reset button.
Well, we have to have, we don't have a choice. We've been left with a mess in the maintenance department.
And
So we're correcting it. Plain and simple. Della has stepped up. Della is doing a wonderful job. She's out there on herself cleaning culverts and those items. I myself haven't been at 100% lately. Well, now I'm almost 90%. So now we're back in the game.
I've been trying to do updates on what's working and what's not, and with even like what tools are there, and like jacks, they're there, but they're not, they may not be working. The carburetor on the boat, I asked Dylan where it was, and he said he was never able to find it. So that's where I'm left at, but we definitely need one, we do.
And I remember in one of the meetings, you said Gary can look at it.
Right, if we have carburetors.
Yeah,
So I don't
But I never got, never got
Yes.
touch base back to me that said Dylan could never find it. Dylan never
Well,
told me that.
He never told me either.
He told me that it was in the shop somewhere, that we
Yeah.
could find it eventually.
See, I asked him, I went to the fire department meeting and I asked him where it was. And he said that he was over, he never could find it, so.
What kind of motor is it that,
20 horsepower.
so it's an outboard?
And then for the record, who's the secretary of the board?
That would be, for now, Lana. Any other questions?
I actually have a question. Katie, why did you resign from the board? Would you like to share that with us?
The first,
Well, I'm gonna stop you there. If there's anything to do with an SID employee,
She
we're
wasn't,
not discussing that.
she wasn't an SID employee. She was a commissioner, and I'm asking her as a resident why she resigned from the board.
No, I'm talking about if that's who she's going to discuss, is a SID employee as to why she resigned.
Okay. So, would you care to share with us why you resigned?
I resigned first of all because of the BS from the other side of, I don't know if it was a credible threat or not, but my family's more important than this community. And the other point
Okay,
is
so what do you mean by a credible threat?
a credible threat. I found out because it was filed on Court Connect that there was threats against the commissioners. Physical violence. Now, it was looked into and it wasn't as,
Credible?
it was credible. It was said, but in a different light than the person that reported it put the spin on it. Not sure exactly how that was, or I wasn't involved with that, but.
I go to a meeting and blow their heads off their shoulders with a shotgun. It's pretty much not too
Yeah.
hard to spin it many other ways, okay?
That's
I just think it's important that the community understand that that's the kind of thing that happens when we're sitting here trying to do what we do, okay? And that hadn't been talked about, and it's been several months, and that's been weighing on me. And it weighed on Katie enough that she left her position because her family's safety is more important.
And it's not even me or my husband, it's my child. She is not brought into this massive craziness that is this community right now, and she doesn't deserve that.
I don't think it's all of the community, a lot, and I think it's
It only takes,
more of a.
Right, it doesn't matter if it's all of them, or if it's
Right.
only
Well, it's
10% of them.
Most of the community is a good community. They are willing to help us. I'm sorry that there's not more people here today. But there are a few out in the outskirts that aren't very nice people.
There's a lot of people inside this community that are not very nice.
Well, that's what I'm saying, in the outskirts of our community, is what I guess on
outside
that.
of those, if in here trying to do something, there are those in the fringes that want.
Oh, it doesn't matter who's in this building or not.
Well, no, I know that,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
so, okay.
But then the other part was because my position as the secretary was compromised.
Thank you.
And I refused to be a part of that.
Okay, I don't know.
She can't talk about it.
I can't talk about it.
Right.
So,
Okay,
but my position as secretary was compromised.
okay.
Let me say something. Deborah Longley and I went and talked to the sheriff of Sharp County and told him what we knew about the threat, and he said until we had proof where we pretty well knew where it was coming from, we had to have a picture of her Facebook name or whatever, that they didn't have enough to go on. That they need more proof who it is so they can actually Cindy.
That's been sent.
Okay, and I have not heard anything more about it. Do we have anything else?
Kate?
She came prepared, man.
Would you guys like to start the meeting early? Calling the meeting to order at, I can't see the clock.
6:20.
6:20.
6:20?
Can we adjourn? Can we amend the agenda at this point?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to make a
Well-
motion.
We've got to call the meeting to order.
Oh, I thought you just
I'm
did, sorry.
Okay. All in favor? Well, okay, let's do the prayer and stuff first.
Okay.
Okay, the meeting was called to order at 6:20. Opening prayer. Eli, would you like to give us a prayer? No. No, okay.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for what we have. We thank you for the beauty of what we see around us. We appreciate the time you let us see the birds that are in our feeders and the cats that are below them. We thank you for the people that are gathered here today. They all have their own story. They all have their own reason for being here. We're all here for the same reason, it's the betterment of this community. Lord, help us make the best choices possible. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All present. Della. Irving, Johnson.
Just because.
Okay, time to adjourn the meeting. You want to have a motion?
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting at 7:15.
Della seconds. All in favor? Okay, go on.
Now?
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda. I've been saying it like wrong all day. To amend the agenda so that I can give my lakes and parks and beach report prior to new business. Because the questions that we're going to have regarding the new business will be covered and will be explained in my report. And so to wait to give my report until half an hour after we've tried to take a vote on something, it would just be easier if I could please give my report prior to the new business number one.
Well, that's where the discussion and vote on, so you're going
But
to
it's part
discuss
of my
that.
report. It's,
Okay,
so if I can give my report first, any questions that you might have about what we're going to discuss may already be answered.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
So which one?
No pressure.
Okay. As far as the settlement goes,
Yes.
we are still in kind of like a limbo state. There are steps that have to be taken. There are things that have to be done. I do not want to discuss that because I'm a layman. And I don't want to interpret what I think. I have put out an email to Mr. Lyons. I am waiting on his reply. As soon as I have his reply, I will notify everybody. But as of today, I haven't gotten his reply. and I know he was gone for another trial thing or something with his law firm, so.
Well, the good news is that Miss Hall feels like she's being extorted for the costs that she has been quoted to file her appeal. So perhaps she will literally start to disappear.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for April 18th?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as reported for April 18th.
Okay. No, second. All in favor? Unanimous? Okay, new business, let's.
Okay. The situation with the lakes is this. We have to have legitimate current permits in order to maintain ownership of the lakes and the dams. In order to do that, the state requires us to have valid current emergency action plans for both of our lakes, and those all include certain engineering charts, reports, things of an engineering nature, okay, that have to be approved by or has to be presented by an engineer that is approved by the state to give us, furnish that information to us, okay? I have been looking for engineers for that for several months, and I have reached out to a total of 8 across the state. I have gotten numerous people that once they hear that it is involving the Arkansas Natural Resources Commission, the state board, they have declined to participate, have not wanted anything to do with it, etc. The Army Corps of Engineers has said that they would not be willing to send engineers out to do any assessments, to do any reports, etc. Long story short, I found an engineer, Mr. Hodges, in Mountain Home. He does this for some of the lakes, like Bull Shoals area, so he's very familiar with what we need. He's also pretty expensive. So what I asked him to do for me was to, before he did anything, was to sit down and literally talk to the state reps, the state dam engineer, and Ryan Benefield, who is the head of the program. He was able to do that for us at no charge to determine exactly what reports we need without him just saying, well, I could give you all of these reports and it would cost you this much money, but we might not need all of those reports. So he has met with the state and he has given us a proposal for how much it would cost for him to provide updated engineering reports and all of the required updated information for our emergency action plans. When I say all of it that he can help with. There would still be a huge amount of legwork and research and work to be done by me and Ozark Acres, which would be to find everyone's addresses, contact information, all of that. But he's the one who would come up with how much water it can hold, for how long, at what, all of that, inundation reports and flow rate reports and all of that. We have to do it, we have to update these, because when we updated our spillway in 2017, we did not update our engineering reports to reflect that our spillway is now different than it was prior, okay? And the state is aware of that because we had to get that all approved when we did the spillway renovation. So they have told us on our yearly inspection reports that we are not in compliance compliance for the last 4 years. I don't think we're gonna get a walk on that again, okay? So this isn't optional. This is something that we have to do. If we don't do it, if we do not get reissued our dam permits, the state has the authority and the right to come drain the lakes, take the dams down, clean up the mess, and the costs involved in that procedure would be passed on to the residents of the community until it is paid back. That's gonna be way more than your SID assessments that you guys are unhappy with right now. And it's gonna be for way a lot longer, okay? It's gonna be a lot of money. So, Mr. Hodges, I understand, I really tried to get more than one bid, but when you go to all these people and they all pretty much say, oh God, no, I want nothing to do with that mess, okay? I was lucky to find one. Mr. Hodges has given us, so far he has not charged us for anything, and he has given us a complete proposal that I have shared with all of the commissioners. It has told us what our responsibilities would be, and this would be updating the emergency action plan for both lakes, Spring Lake and Lake Vagabond, and his proposed price is $8,000 for that work.
And that is for both.
That's for both lakes, correct. And,
Can I ask a question?
yes,
So, all this time was it Tom an engineer? Wasn't he, when he was handling
He
this?
isn't an engineer, I don't know what.
he is a professional engineer, he's,
Civil.
Okay.
yes.
So,
So,
He's not
was it
on
for the past
the,
3 years, this and that, so nothing has been done as far as, you know,
updating the.
Okay.
nothing has been updated since, actually, many of the reports are from 1997.
okay,
In the
so,
DEAs.
so we need that for the dam.
Yes.
Now, as far as the emergency kind of action, is that if something happens, how to get people, oh, is that what you're talking about? People
Yes.
over here? Now, how did they do that? Did they have, is there some kind of record of how they did it before in the past? I mean,
Yes, we have emergency action plans right now, they're just completely outdated. They have the incorrect reports, they don't have updated people's names, they don't
So
have,
we
like
just-
Eric is still considered in our EAP right now, he is our main lake watcher and in charge of the action plan, but he's not,
so could we just follow that format and put it up to date with the right addresses, the right?
Definitely, and
Yes, and
that's
that's
the part of it,
our-
that's my responsibility, okay? But before we can do that, the state requires us to have certain engineering reports. How much weight can our dam actually hold?
Yes.
What is the situation that would occur if our dam was to breach? An engineer has to
Yes, and it didn't
provide
have
all
to
of
be that,
those.
but as
Correct.
far as the action plan.
That
we
has
could
to be a part, it's a part
Right.
of the action plan. It's literally a section of the emergency action plan.
They want to know
That
what it
has to
is.
be filed with the state and has to be filed with Sharp County and someone else. Game and Fish, I think.
So they don't, so the engineer, the whole dam part.
Correct.
You would update the thing with that.
Correct.
The engineer is going to do the biggest part of
Part of
it.
it.
Right, he
Yes,
does,
the dam, yes.
right, and he's the
That's
one,
major.
like right now, we have some repairs that need to be done to the spillway right now. We have water that's coming in the wrong direction. But until he has come out and looked at it and reviewed how water is feeding into our lake right now, he may say that, you don't want to do this here, you want to do it over here. So I have not done any repairs. I know where the problems are. I have pictures. We've done reports with him, but no repairs have been done because
Yeah.
if we do it now, we might be doing it the wrong way. So once he comes through with those reports, then we can have an action plan as to where we go next.
Is that it? And then do I have? I'm sorry, what?
Isn't that enough?
Yeah. Okay, so then we need to vote on it, the proposal. Do I have a motion to accept the proposal?
But I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, so where are we getting this money?
This money will come from our reserve account because, and I know somebody had mentioned in the past that it can come out of the road department, but that money has been slated for the road department. So it cannot be moved once it is slated for the road department. So we will take that $8,000 out of our special funds account.
I'm not in any way adverse to not doing fundraisers, okay, but we don't have the time to try to raise that kind of money right now. So am I willing to do fundraisers later and to reimburse or whatever? Absolutely. But right now, this just we need to get this in motion as quickly as possible.
Okay.
But could we go ahead and start getting names?
Oh, I've already started doing
Yeah.
a ton of this, yeah.
So do I have a motion from Della to accept?
Second?
All in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay, now we're going to go into a closed session. Do you have a question? No, I thought I heard somebody. I guess not. Okay, we're going to go into a closed session, two closed sessions actually, to discuss office changes and fire department.
We want none of us.
Huh?
You guys hang out.
You guys just hang out.
Got them, smoke them. Smoke them if you got them. That's
I'm
Oh,
gonna say there's less of us there.
I mean, if you just leave, if we left, you guys just talk here at the table.
Yeah.
Weird.
Shotgun. No, we have a cop here. He'll see us get in park.
That's his one.
So, this one is,
That's next meeting.
this one on the right here.
How
And then
you feeling?
pass.
There we go, that's
See you later. And, yellow's the one we have on. Miss Martha is the
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I was off this weekend, so yeah, I'm not too sure what that'll be about.
There's supposed to be a good one. When the rest of the scale here. Felt that.
Where were they at?
Attacking her or whatever.
You know the top of the hill, we get the restaurant up there,
Yeah,
they come down the hill, back sometimes.
She's good, she's good, the baby's boys, they're really good. I was almost home. You know, it's
Yeah, probably.
And my daughter called me and said, oh, no, I said, not quite, I'm in Pocahontas, and she's, and I can show her the back on the ground, I was like, Grandma, I'm done visiting with my mom, I can go with you again.
He was gone because of, yeah.
She wants it.
yeah, and that's part of our job as deputies, we have to do, we have to follow up, you know, if there is, obviously, that we have to make sure nothing suspicious about it, or.
You might have tried to buy a car or something.
Yeah.
Maybe missed it.
Yeah, I know we don't have anyone in jail for murdering someone, so it wasn't anything nefarious like
It might
that.
have been on his own.
Yeah, I hope not.
So
So,
what are you gonna do here? Have another meeting?
I guess they're doing a closed session now,
Closed
so.
session, yeah.
What's that?
Closed session.
Again, after this?
They're gonna do two closed sessions. and
Okay.
then come out.
Bye.
Okay, folks, I think I'm gonna cut this one off and I will restart it when they come back in. See you soon.
I think it's still there.
Ma'am?
We're meeting back here.
the horses at my house in California, the guinea hens,
Yeah.
and they kept everything away.
All right.
Even fox.
All right. Woo, that was fun.
I'll bet it.
Okay, our last item is discuss fuel pumps for the shop. And
The locks are broken off on where they fill the fuel pumps. And the nozzle is froze. So as now, anybody can get gas because you just manually siphon the gas out of the hand pump. And so we don't have any way of keeping track of it. So what we need is to have them come and fix the tank, where they refuel the tank, put new things, put the locks on there, get a new hose, so every time someone pumps it, you can actually see it, and we have all the locks put on.
What kind of tanks are you using? Are they above ground?
Well,
tanks?
they're
above ground.
Up on stands?
Yes, and they're from Murphy's.
And they're what?
Murphy's Oil. And they service
They
them
will
and
service.
so forth.
They'll do the service for you?
Yes, they will.
And
So
we've got.
their tanks or your tanks?
Is there?
I'm not sure, I'm not sure.
Interesting,
I don't
okay.
think
We've been there so long, I have no clue. But,
so.
I guess we can check in, but maybe we'll ask Jean, she's been here a long
So,
time.
Well, they haven't been told before, so.
Yeah.
and yours are out on a pad,
They're
or
usually
not?
not. They're on a cement
Cement
pad.
pad
That they're
with
covered
appropriate
under.
drainage and everything for in case anything spills
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Della has gotten a quote from Murphy's to repair them for anywhere from $1,300 to $1,400.
Yes, because they're all new part that screws into it, the locks, the pumps, the boxes. He said, before it would be like $700 a tank, but just now things are so expensive, that.
Oh, that's really high.
And it is. He says it has raised a lot.
How much did you say?
13 to 14.
Yes.
We have had those insurance.
It's been so long, and broken, I don't think.
I don't know how long they were broke. Because they were, see, when I came in, I noticed it.
And I thought they were working because I read the numbers.
But when she was reading the numbers, I was writing down the numbers, and it wasn't until Paul went to go actually use it. He said, this nozzle doesn't work. It was frozen up. That's why the numbers have never changed, because the fuel was coming right out of the tank. It was never being pumped out of the nozzle. So when we went to go fill the tanks, to fill them, they're almost empty.
Katie?
So there was a mechanical problem with it, or did someone actually bust it?
A mechanical problem with the
With-
box?
Yeah,
No,
with
it's actually busted.
did you guys get anyone on camera that you can go back after for reparations?
Evidently, they've been broke. We don't know.
I don't know how long it's been, because I wasn't here, I don't know. I know that the actual nozzle's frozen up. I don't know how long that's been frozen up. I don't know, because I wasn't.
Right, no, I know. I just didn't know if the damage to the locks had happened recently, that we would, if there's a camera, is there a camera that would catch that at any point, or can be added?
Yeah, I don't know if it's been 6 months, 8 months, because when I came in, it was like that.
And yours, is it within its own enclosure?
It's just behind the fence.
It's
Behind the
but not
fence.
in-
No, it's in the open.
Okay, so you can get over the fence though.
Oh,
We need razor wire. How about that?
no. It's some barbed wire, but it's,
Was the dumpster moved away from the fence?
yes, we moved the dumpster away from the fence, moved the stack of blocks away from the
Yeah,
fence.
good, okay.
Put the wires back on the fence,
Okay,
bolted the barbed wire back up.
thank you.
After the Earth Day cleanup event that we had, and when we went up there, Gary and I both talked about maybe we should put the dumpster inside the fence so that we are not providing trash
That
pickup
would be a good idea.
for so many of our local neighbors that just throw their junk in our dumpster. So
Now,
put it
here's
inside.
the other thing. If we do that, we have to give the dumpster company a key to
sure that the gate is open when they come.
Right.
You meet them.
Right. But yeah, there was an awful lot of trash in there for it being recently
Yes.
emptied, and my goodness, so yes, just a suggestion.
All right, so do I have a motion to, well, I didn't put vote on here.
So 1,300 to fix it?
And then we'll be able to actually keep track of how much fuel's being used, and we'll know, because last year was,
I make a motion that we authorize
that's a lot.
up to $1,400 for repairs to the fuel pumps in the shop.
Now, why is there a pump on it? It should be gravity fed.
But the pump,
Okay.
just like a regular pump, like, like
Right.
There's
the
a gas.
Like a gas
gas,
pump.
like a gas pump.
Great. It's
It's
real,
not
it's a
up in
real
the air.
deal. It's got a little like rolling,
Okay, I'm just
Calculator.
surprised.
Keeps track of the.
So
if
you're just-
if anybody looks at it,
Okay, I was thinking
He
that
doesn't
most of
have
the
a-
farmers that I knew had them probably
Yeah,
6
right,
feet
yeah,
in the air.
this is-
Okay, sorry. I didn't know that's what it
Can
was.
I?
okay, so I made a motion to authorize spending up to $1,400.
Della seconded,
Okay, cool.
all in favor?
Just keep all my trackers filled
All in favor, ladies?
Thanks.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Unanimous. Okay. We need a motion to extend the meeting.
I make a motion that we extend the meeting for another 15 minutes.
Do I have a second? All right. Let's get to, is there anything else we need to discuss about the pumps? I think you're. Okay, the financial report for May. Ozark Acres general account balance is $141,255.54. The money market, which is the account that we're taking $8,000 on, I call it the special business account, so let me correct that. It's the money market account, and that amount in there is $64,529.79. Volunteer interest account balance is $500. The Act 83 account is $9,183.76. The volunteer petty cash account is $8,497.93. Our special business account is $18.86. The volunteer fire department's ARP funds has $5,007.38. Okay, as far as the office, basically we're just doing the payroll, the accounts payable, accounts receivable, creating a monthly maintenance report, and then keep track of what the maintenance department is doing. I'm okay. Thank you, Bill. They are creating the monthly report for me, and I sign off on it, prepare reports for monthly SID meetings, print deeds off the space of the county, data entry of assessment receipts received from the county, emails, phone calls, office cleanup, food pantry, and if anybody has any extra food they want to donate for the food pantry, we're more than willing to accept it. Sorting, filing, and copying, new property owner packets, the front counter, doing boat stickers, clubhouse rentals, property owners cards, and over the past 2 months, I have been helping Jeanette from home to do certain items in the computer, and paying bills and stuff, and helping her when she has questions.
So this says new property owner packets. Can I get one of those? Because I would love to see our revised and updated rules and regulations.
Okay.
Can I get those? Those are available? Yeah?
Well, they're not probably not in payment, but they're dates?
No, and it says right here, new property owner packets revised and updated. So are they revised and updated? Can we get that?
Well, they shouldn't be revised and updated because those have to be approved.
Okay, so
So I agree with that, so we'll
Okay.
check on that.
Okay, thank you. I was confused.
Okay.
Next. Is it one of mine? No, clubhouse. Oh, no, lakes. Okay, lakes. Spring Lake floating dock has been moved back to the landing area. The lake level is still pretty high and it's relatively stable right now. Lake Vagabond will need repairs to the spillway area to redirect the water flow properly, but I said that that will be taken care of after the engineer comes out. Both dams will need weed and grass control since we haven't gotten them burned off yet. And now it's too late to really burn them off, so if anyone would like to become a weed whack machine, let me know. Department of Health took water samples at the beach yesterday in preparation for opening the beach officially on the 20th. The environmental water test that I conducted last month by the Water Commission came back showing that Vagabond is actually a really healthy balance for fish and recreation. Spring Lake has got some issues with turbidity and some
With what?
turbidity.
What is
It's
that?
it's how much stuff is in the water. Our lake doesn't, the small lake doesn't have movement like this lake does. And so it's just kind of like a glorified puddle. All right. So we have higher levels of dissolved solids in our water. So it makes it less swim worthy and less fishing worthy.
So if we got some boaters that would go in there and stir up the water once
Well,
in a while,
right, maybe, I don't know. But it was an interesting comparison between the two lakes, which is one of the reasons that I wanted to do this. I also wanted to make sure that our lakes were healthy, that we didn't have things that were causing fish die off or anything like that in our lake water. And the only thing, now, the other thing we have to remember is we just had a water main break at the bottom of Orchard Road, which feeds directly into Spring Lake, and it was pumping like a 6-inch water main of mud into Spring Lake when they were repairing that. So I'm sure that a lot of that will probably settle out, but right now, it's not like a dangerous, none of the tests showed any dangers or anything, just some interesting things that we could probably help improve the health of Spring Lake a little bit. Okay?
Okay. Maintenance?
No, clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Okay, we had two to rent the clubhouse this month. Susie, you had me, I checked it today and it was very clean, so she should get a deposit back.
Did she leave a key
We,
here?
I didn't notice the key, but I wasn't looking for
Monica
it.
wasn't. She's here as a property, we can discuss that, so she's here as a property.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have a couple of people from May though, right? For the 13th, the 13th is already over, and that's when it's the 27th, gotcha. Okay. Beach. The plumber came out, repaired all vandalism issues in the bathrooms. The gate right now is unlocked. The bathrooms, I have not unlocked them. I am not going to drive over to the beach every day to unlock and lock up the bathrooms. I'm not sure how we want to do this going forward. There's not going to be any money for a beach guard, so I don't know how we want to deal with this right now. I don't have a clue. Do we just open the bathrooms on the weekends? Do we,
Yeah, I think that
You know?
would be an idea.
You know, because they're gonna be, people are gonna be swimming
Yes.
and they're, you know, there's gonna be adults there watching their kids, you know, you can't really tell them to go, you know, go home, you pull your kids out, go home, or squat, you know, we have bathrooms, and it's kind of an amenity, you know.
it is an amenity until someone cuts the urinal line and and rips the plumbing lines
It
out
doesn't need
of
to
the
be
wall,
opened on a
that's
regular,
kind of a problem.
daily basis, I do understand that.
Well,
I
and
don't
what
know
time
how
would the
much
beach,
more.
what would be the appropriate time to go open it and close it? I mean,
Yeah, that I don't know.
Wasn't it 10
I
o'clock in
think
the
10
morning?
o'clock,
And they closed at
8,
8.
10 to 8.
Should
Every
we
day.
close before dark? If you're
No,
gonna worry about that.
Today was probably good, because in summer it gets dark at 9, you know, so.
well, anyone that lives really close to the beach,
Um,
if you'd like to give me a call, that'd be great, I'll answer the keys. You're not on the beach, you're not near the beach.
I know, I mean,
No, I don't want anyone to have to drive around, then we have to fill out all those mileage reports and all that other crazy stuff. Okay, so that's where, right, so, again, I'm trying to also look at lake rules and regulations that I think need to be updated tremendously, but again, something that I've been asking for a while that we can talk about those things, and it just,
We've just been.
it's just been, it's just been like crazy, stupid stuff. Maintenance,
Okay, so for maintenance, we've actually been doing a lot. I'm happy to say that someone told me that some of the culverts that we cleaned up actually worked really, really well.
I don't have a third lake by my house anymore.
And looked, and that, you know,
Okay.
she was determined that the road was gonna have to be shut down, and it's actually, everything's kind of holding up, so that's good. Some of the work is paying off. We're getting the vehicles maintenance. Blades are changed on the lawnmower. We're trying to get all that caught up. Today, there was a few parts done with as soon as they get caught up on the mowing, we've had volunteers help too. We've pressure washed all the picnic tables and even started staining them all and trying to get that done. The holes in the road we're gonna start working on them this week. So we've actually been doing a lot to get done, even though it doesn't seem like it because the holes aren't done, but as soon as those get done, then people will start noticing it. But I'm hoping they notice that everything's getting cut down and stuff. But there was just so much, and it was so overwhelming. There's one person doing it, you know, with volunteers, you know. But yeah,
can we recommend that they call in the potholes instead of spray painting profanity around the house?
yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be very nice.
Yeah, I do have a list of potholes, but
Yes, I know where they all said, I took pictures of them.
Yeah, so we're going to be getting a truckload of
Who those people are.
and start fixing them and doing just driving down the roads. And I'm
It's a
sure Rob will
frontier.
go-
Yeah, one.
we don't need to circle them or anything. They'll be there. I'm sure we'll hit them.
I know where they are.
Yeah. So anyways, then we got a bunch of them stained and some of them ready to build new parks even. Starting up even the, what do you call it, the cabanas. Have started on those and just getting everything maintenance and all the oils changed and the vehicles and so.
All right, fire department report.
Did you bring a report, Dylan?
No.
Okay, I wrote one up from last, when Bill and I, we were there April the 22nd, myself and Della attended. Discussion was how Walter said for us to check the federal surplus property to see if Ozark Acres College Fire Department qualifies for anything. I spoke about the budget that needs to be done, and John said he would help with that. You still do that, John? I asked if any fundraisers had been planned yet, was told no. Have y'all decided already, Dylan?
We're working on it.
Okay, what
We
about,
only got until July, we only got $675 in that fire. So we got to really push.
It's hard working a full-time job and nobody wants to do anything.
okay, and I talked about how I thought we should do the gun raffle is, instead of setting a date for cutoff, is to sell so many tickets. That way you're assured that many tickets.
Great
If you
idea.
set a date, you might not sell hardly any, and you have to do it yourself.
Well, they have sold some of them. You told me you had some money in your drawer at home from the.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can bring that into the office so that we can put it towards the gun, please? Okay.
I talked to Fireman Jackson of Highland Fire Department. We'll be giving classes soon. I'll let Dylan or myself know the dates. He just got his certificates to be an instructor. Okay, let's see. Dylan asked if the fire department would burn ditches using that as a teaching class, also burning off the dams and control burn. We were told the fire department would do it when the wind and rain settled down. The bylaws were discussed. A short copy of them are on the bulletin board in the fire department trailer. I went through the three-ring binder of the bylaws for those our neighbors volunteer fire department and made copies of information I thought was very important for our fire group to be aware of. Dylan was asked to make a list of all water hydrants and which ones needed repair. Did you had time to do that? Didn't you? Okay. And for everyone's information, everybody can come. It's going to be a CPR class sponsored by the Sharp County Search and Rescue Group. It's going to be $25 for each person, and it's going to be May 27th, 9 a.m. at the Cherokee Village Ambulance Service. That's my title.
And parks, and I gotta do it in like 30 seconds because we're out of here. Picnic tables have been returned to some of the parks. More will be distributed as we have time, manpower, and trailers. Several residents have been helping to mow and weed the parks near them. Gary's been doing the one down by Spring Lake. I know John has done the beach, and some other people have been helping, and we really, really, really appreciate that. Still researching area landscapers and yard guys for potential free labor. They don't really take that idea too much, but I'm working on it. Our Earth Day cleanup event was successfully filled the dumpster to overflowing. We had several residents attended. They enjoyed free lunch, raffle prizes, free t-shirts. And then my last little thing is not actually anything to do with being a commissioner, but I've recently been diagnosed with alpha-gal allergy, which means I'm allergic to all red meats, a protein in red meats. Of course, that's shortly after I just bought a quarter of a beef that I have in my freezer. I have about 200 pounds of ground beef in my freezer. It's excellent quality. If anyone would be interested, I'd be happy to sell it for $3 a pound. And I got a couple of dozen eggs tonight if anybody would like some of those too. And if you don't know what it is, you should look into it because ticks down here are horrifying. It's scary. It is literally anaphylactic shock kind of a response at any point in time after I have ingested red meat. So.
Is it just the deer tick, the one spot?
It's a lone star, yes, with the one white spot on the back. But both of my bites, 3 years apart, were both seed ticks. Both seed ticks. So, just be very careful.
I have a question. I noticed that Hardy had some of the inmates working in Hardy the other day. Could we not get, maybe talk to Sheriff?
I wasn't aware that I could do that. I thought Marcia had the only direct line. I thought she had the direct line to the inmate funds. But no, now I do know that, and so yes, I will be reaching out to them to come out.
Okay.
Right.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
We're doing it, doing it.
All right. 7:31. Do I have a second? All in favor? Unanimous. All right.